Hi guys. I just want to make some further comments regarding this cancel career issue. I've got to be honest that when I saw the Facebook video that these two Korean men made a couple of days ago, where they spat on and they ripped up the Philippine flag, and of course then they stamped on the Philippine flag as well. I really didn't fully understand the issues. I know that many Filipinos absolutely love Korean culture. And of course, not only Sandara Park a few years back has become very, very popular as well in the Philippines, but also many Filipinos, as well as many citizens across the world, absolutely love BTS and Korean K-pop, Korean dramas have also in some ways become part of Filipino culture because it's one of the big pastimes of the Filipino people. But when I made my video earlier on, all I did was I just focused on the actual issue of this stamping on the Philippine flag, ripping up the Philippine flag, but I didn't really understand the wider issues. I understand that a Philippine TikTok star had a tattoo that had a rising sun on it. She's since apologized. She didn't realize the significance of that tattoo. But not only that, she's actually agreed to have that tattoo covered up and have it removed. And she sincerely apologized. Now, as far as I'm concerned, when she sincerely apologized, you would have hoped that that would be the end of the issue. She didn't understand the history with Japan and Korea, and she said she didn't research it, and she was asking her followers, Bella Padilla, she didn't really research it. She was asking her followers to research the history for themselves. And then, of course, there was this tit for tat on social media, where the Filipinos then said cancel Korea, and as a result, Koreans were then insulting Filipinos as well. Now, there's been some stars from Korea. Jessica Lee is one of them. I'd like to pay tribute to her. I'd like to thank her as well for explaining the issue. But some of the hate messages on both sides have really been too much. I know that the Korean people are a very friendly, courteous, heartwarming, considerate, compassionate people. And I know that they absolutely love the Philippines. And likewise, I know that many, many Filipinos love Korea as well. So I think when the Philippines, when people have been saying about cancel Korea, I really don't think this is a serious issue, in that it will probably last for a while and then it will hopefully die down. And I really don't believe, and I'm sure the Filipino people would agree with me, I really don't believe that they would want to cancel Korea, for all the BTS fans out there, for all of the Filipinos who love K-pop and K-drama. I don't think they would literally cancel Korea, but I think what they're basically saying is there should be respect from both sides. I absolutely hate racism. And I really do hope and pray that this matter gets sorted out as soon as possible. I think there has to be an example made of these young men when they did this video disrespecting the Filipino flag, maybe some kind of sanctions, or better still, maybe they should try and visit the Philippines, and maybe they should see the Filipino hospitality or the Filipino culture and how caring the Filipino people are, and maybe then they would understand that what they did was wrong. I just hope and pray that this matter can be sorted, and I'm really pleased to see that so many Korean stars have actually come out and they've actually made personal apologies and they've actually understood the issue as well. This is really the way forward, that those people in the media would come out and give their views. And of course, people have apologized where necessary. So I really do hope that's the end of the matter now. I do think it's a shame that it's come to this. I do think it's a shame that there have been these insults. You know, when you read stuff online that Koreans calling Filipinos small and uneducated, and so many other things, I think that's absolutely awful. I just think that those Korean citizens who are irresponsible should really think about the consequences. You know, the Philippines is a wonderful place to live, to study, and I know many Korean nationals are studying in the Philippines, have grown up in the Philippines, they're learning English in the Philippines for very small amounts of money. And I just really do think that they need to have the respect for the Filipino people. As I said, the Philippines has embraced Korean culture. They've supported Korean dramas. And I just really do hope that the Korean people appreciate that. I know most of them do. I know that the big artists have said sorry already, but I really do hope this issue could be drawn to a close. And I do hope that racism in general could be drawn to a close, because I feel that racism is one of the biggest problems that faces the world today. It is really such a serious, serious issue. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'm waiting for the apology of these two young men, and I really do hope the Korean authorities can do something about that. And I really do feel that people disrespecting the Philippines like that, I do believe they should be banned from the Philippines. Well, why can the people like these two men go to the Philippines freely when they have nothing but contempt for the Philippine flag and seemingly for the Filipino people? I believe they went too far. And of course, I believe that anyone who is really, really disrespecting the country or disrespecting the Philippines, I think the only thing to do is to actually ban them from going to the Philippines. I think that's fair. You know, I think we have this thing in the Philippines where it's visa on arrival, when people automatically assume when they get to the Philippines, they can immediately get a visa without any problems. And yet, as a Filipino trying to get a visa, not in Korea, but trying to get a visa in many other countries, you know, visas are often refused. I think it might be time for the Philippines to maybe stamp their marker, stamp their foot down, or stamp their seal, and basically hopefully there should be a level playing field. But of course, I do understand that we need to encourage tourism to the Philippines as well to help the country. Anyway, guys, that's all I want to say. Thanks so much.